Welcome back. I want to, unfortunately, last minute, have to throw together a video talking about this topic because I haven't had a chance to write up a more formal explanation. But yeah, think to how we've been making such amazing websites. And I'm going to share my screen right now. So maybe we have an example like this, the Flex Advantage website that we made the other day. There's index.html, style.css, but there's no easy way for us to view this website, unfortunately. So if we want to share our work with the world in like a more convenient way, how they can access it, well, we really need to have like a web server hosting our website. And we'll definitely, this is going to be a big topic for later on in the boot camp, but it'd just be really good to go over briefly how we can set it up right now to have a basic enough web server that will do the job until we learn more technologies. So this is a little bit limited. It doesn't necessarily work with every technology you're going to want to work with, but as long as all you're doing is HTML, CSS, and JavaScript, it's all front-end client-side code, we can get it to work. So a couple things that have to be mentioned first. We need to have a file called index.html. I remember at one point I said it had magic properties. Index is something of a common name for HTML files, and a lot of web servers are aware that that's typically the starting point or the initial break-in point to your website, and they can be configured by default in such a way to host that particular file. So if you've been naming your file something other than index.html, I'm sorry, you're going to have to rename it if you want to do this. Another thing, if we've been uploading all sorts of folders with more folders nested inside of them, and then maybe our HTML5 file is somewhere inside of that, depending on how deeply nested it might end up with some crazy overall folder structure, it's a little tricky to navigate this and tell GitHub where to find our index file. So we don't want anything like this. We want, assuming the Flex Advantage is the name of our folder, we want the index.html file to be right here where you see it, like right here in this initial folder, because that way it's very easy to find. There are other places we can put it, but they're a little bit more complicated. We'll talk about them another day. So I'm going to clear those drawings. And how do I set this project up to be hosted as a website? Well, I can do that from the settings and scroll all the way down. Stop when we get to the danger zone. We don't actually need that. We want GitHub pages. And for our source, we're going to say we want the main branch, or I guess they're still using the term master branch. That's fine. The root folder, yeah. Arguably, if you have a folder called docs, you're allowed to do that. This is just the main folder. And I want to say save. We won't bother with a theme right now. And what that's going to do is generate a link. And like 9 times out of 10, the link doesn't work right away. So don't panic. But let's see if it's going to work this time. Okay, it doesn't work right away. But if I come back to this in, I don't know, 10 minutes, half an hour, it'll probably be a live website. I'm not sure why it doesn't give you that instant satisfaction of working right away. It's really frustrating. But for another example, and one thing I do like to do is post the GitHub pages link to the About section here. So I have an easy reference to just click it right here. Okay, yeah, I was hoping maybe if I waited like a minute, it would start working, but it's going to be a little bit of a pain right now. I can find a different project that I worked on. This one is for making a ticking clock. That might be an optional assignment someday. It has an index.html file here. there's very little going on. There's just a bunch of divs. And if I click on this link, well, for one, let's just go into the settings and see that. In fact, yeah, your site is published at this link, so I can click on it. And this is our clock. And as you can see, yeah, this is getting recorded right before class. Sorry about that. And yeah, this is a live website. So I can send this link to anyone anyone with access to the internet, and they can view this website. And this particular example is kind of lame. It's just a clock. But we could have an even cooler example, like the Flex Advantage page. Are you working now? No, you're still not working. Okay. Well, later on in class today, I'll show you that it's working. It takes its time. It's really frustrating, but just give it a little bit of time, and it'll be live later in the day. Dang. Okay, fine. It's not going to work for me. It's not going to play, but whatever. So that's GitHub Pages in a nutshell. Follow whatever process you need to get your code onto GitHub. Your index page, any CSS. Soon enough, we'll be adding JavaScript into the mix as well. Any images that you need to have. What you've had working locally on your computer is going to be fine, even when we push it up to here, as long as it's working on your computer when you test it. And yeah, it should be able to work up here as well. Okay, don't use absolute file path. That will not work. It will work on your computer, but not here. But as long as you're careful with your file paths, you should be A-okay. One more try. Oh, goodness. All right. Well, yeah. Good luck. Have fun with GitHub Pages. I wish it worked right away most of the time, but sometimes it takes its time. But it will work later today, and yeah, it'll be a live website soon.